Hello and welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich Trust Wallet Tiny Tweet. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at how to use a tool that's very important or very useful in DeFi, and that is lending and borrowing protocols. So today I will be using Venus, and one of the reasons why people like to use lending and borrow protocols is because if you are bullish on some coin, but you want to take advantage of another coin's options, APY somewhere, then you can usually borrow that other coin to get that advantage. So for example, let's say I have 1.56 BNB here, and let's say I believe that BNB is going to go up in value in the future, so I don't want to sell it. But let's say I found some option where I can make good APY on something like Binance US dollar or Tether or something like this. So I could use my BNB to borrow some Tether and then use that Tether to get that APY. So let's go into the dApps here and go to Venus Protocol. So you'll see it here at New dApps. So as always, it takes a little bit of time to load things, right? And you probably, you might need to connect the wallet, but mine's connected automatically. So this is there's a whole bunch of data here. I'm not going to go through all of this stuff here. I go through this a lot more in a full video I did on Venus already. So you can check that out on my channel. So down here is the part we need to look at. So we have supply, and here we have borrow, and here we have mint. So we don't need to worry about mint today because this is like making a token, so don't worry about that. If you want to know more, like I said, check out my other video. So here is the list of tokens that you can supply, and here's the list of tokens that you can borrow. Now the list of tokens of supply and borrow should be the same. Now, I want to supply the BNB, so I'll click on this. Now, how much do I want to supply? This is the question, right? Now, I have to look in the wallet. You don't want to supply all of your BNB. I currently have down here, it says 1.56, because you always need BNB in your wallet for gas, right? So I'm going to just put 1. So I want to supply 1 BNB, and I click supply. Now it's going to ask me to pay some gas as usual, and I'm going to approve that. And then I have to wait, okay? So once it's approved, then it should pop up and become a new window. So maybe sometimes, usually, we need to refresh things, right? So let's reload it. Oh, there, see? I didn't need to reload. But anyhow, there it is, reloaded. And you can see, BNB is up here, now supplied. Now I'm gaining 2.5% a year on my BNB, and I'm still exposed to the price action of BNB. So if BNB goes up, I get that benefit as well. So the next step here, we want to turn this into collateral. So what's that? You need to pay gas to, it's a tiny bit, but you need to pay gas to collateralize it. What that means is it'll allow the protocol to use this value to let you borrow other value. So should have run over. Why didn't it go? Now this website, like I said, is very busy, so sometimes things need to be reloaded once in a while. So reload, go down. Not sure why it didn't go. Let's just do it again. Approve. Enable as collateral. So as you can see, flipped over. Now it knows that I'm willing to risk some of my BNB. Now you do have to understand how these borrowing protocols work. If the value of BNB goes down quite a bit, I could start losing my BNB. The robots come in and start selling my BNB position to buy back the stuff I borrowed. It's a little bit more complicated, but get the idea. Be careful, okay? I'll show you a little bit after. So now borrow. So let's say I found some awesome place where I could use this BUSD to make some money, right? So to get some APY. But first we need to know, how much can I borrow? You can only ever borrow 60% of what you supplied, right? So that would be the maximum you would want to borrow. So let's go back to, where is it? Not borrow, supply. So I currently have 276 supplied value, right? And I can only ever borrow 60%, right? So maybe I'm gonna borrow $80 just to be safe, right? So I go to borrow. Now you can do the math and figure out the exact perfect number you like, but I'm gonna do 70, okay? And $70, and you see it takes me up to 42%. Now if I put something more like 90, then you see I'm up to 54%. And if I do something more than 100, then it takes me up to 60%. Now that's 60% of 60%. So it's around 40% of my entire, 45% of my entire value locked in there. So you never want this bar here to go all the way up there, because once it touches here, then you start getting liquidated. It won't liquidate all your money, but it'll start liquidating some of your position in order to pay off some of this liquidation problem. Now another good tip is if you're going to borrow, it's safer, it's easier to maintain if you borrow a US dollar token, because all of this protocol is calculated in US dollars. So if I were to borrow, say, something like ETH, and ETH went up very quickly and BNB went down very quickly, then this bar would drastically shoot forward, and this bar would become liquidatable very quickly, right? In this case, so I'm going to borrow this 100 US dollars. So click there, wait a few seconds. It's going to cost me $1-ish, which is, BNB is going up in value, so the cost of things is going up in value as per US dollars, but the gas does stay the same. So we wait a little bit, and hopefully that is done, and I now have that 100 US dollars. Oh, see, there we go. I now have the 100 US dollars in my wallet. I could take that somewhere else and deposit it, but I'm just going to do something very simple here. And I'm going to take the 100 US dollars and I'm going to just supply it right back into the Venus here. Now, I'll explain to you why I want to do this in a second. Enable. This part here we could use max, because I want all my $100 put in there, supplied, and approve. So as it's doing this supplying, it's now giving my BUSD, supplying that to be borrowed as well. Now why would I want to do this? It's because every time you supply or borrow from Venus, they pay you in XVS tokens right here. And currently, BNB, or this Venus, currently whenever you borrow, all these numbers are green. So they're paying you even more XVS when you borrow. So the XVS tokens are rewarded to people who borrow and supply. So I'm going to farm this XVS token and get a little bit of APY on my BNB, and that's it for now. So like I said, you can take that that BUSD somewhere else and actually try to farm with it. But this is just what I'm going to do today. Now, I'm not going to leave it like this for months and months. This is just something I'm going to do for the time being for this video, and maybe in a couple of days I'm going to change this position around. So that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching.